With the release of the remix, there's been a lot of rundown nostalgia going on. Old players that play R1 coming back to the game, people talking about how difficult it was, even though we were mad stupid back in the day when it comes to our understanding of the game. But it's been really nice overall. People are just vibing and, that's a good thing. I do believe that some people are missing the point on what bringing all the rundowns entails. Every rundown so far had a theme going on, like rundown 2 was infection, R3 was mother intro, etc, etc. So they're treating them more like campaigns than anything, so we won't see a tank in R2E1 for example, since it doesn't really make sense. And that's okay, since we're basically reliving the story from the beginning, but with more context that we used to have back in 2019. The logs mention aliens and it's more clear on what it implies, and not just some obscure, corrupted email that will make sense 5 rundowns later. So at least the lore and story will become more palpable over time, especially now that people won't be able to miss on anything since everything's here to stay. The balancing in this patch is actually pretty nice. They allow choke mode to exist again by toning down the high caliber pistol to a middle ground, wave clearish, high damage gun. And it's been pretty nice. It's pretty normal to see these guns that are pretty much an all-in-one get backlash and you see exaggeration like it's useless after they get toned down a notch. Especially if they're cool looking and a fan favorite of the people, so the gun's still pretty solid. They reduced the max size of the precision rifle to put it on par with Revo, since they basically fill the same role. Since precision rifle had pretty much double the mag, precision rifle was just an upgrade to Revo, since you could front shot scouts at 30 meters, you had thermal, you have wave clear, like things that Revo don't really have. Like it has wave clear and ammo, but you have like a bunch of other advantages with precision rifle that Revo don't clearly have. So now the reload actually matters on precision rifle, which is a good thing. Combat Shorty came back from the dead with pretty much rundown 3 stats, so you can get more consistent one-shots. Sniper Sentry got buffed by having a slower fire rate, and I still don't know who the fuck keep buffing Carbine. It's always been pretty strong. Even back in rundown 3 was pretty meta, and that was like 3 years ago. And since rundown 6, they've been consistently buffing Carbine over and over again. Like, what's the point? Stop it. It got more fucking ammo than machine gun at this point. What the fuck? Just knock it off. Playing through R1 has been pretty nice, and I do find it a little bit funny that some new people are kinda in shock that it was easy, even though it's the very first rundown and it's pretty much the bare bone gameplay of stealth alarm with nothing added to it, so that's a little bit funny. So I cannot really complain about this re-release of this rundown, to be honest. It's literally as advertised. They said some bug fixes and they delivered. They said no checkpoints and there's no checkpoints. My expectations were a little bit low when going into this rundown, but they deliver on their words, so I cannot really say that it's a bad rundown, since it's the re-release of an older rundown, and it's pretty much a bug-free experience, so it's okay. I wasn't going to do this section, but I'm afraid they're not gonna touch the later rundowns. Rundown 1 is pretty bare bones, so they didn't have to change nothing, since it's a pretty simple rundown. But the later rundowns do need some changes in my honest opinion, and when I spoke to Kaje to see if they're changing some of the levels, he said no promises. Well, by the time this video releases, I've sent my little feedback notes on some minor changes to the levels, since there's quite a bit of things that can change. And I will highly advise to, message him to try to persuade them into changing some of the levels so we can have a better experience in the end with this remix of the old rundowns overall. So yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. You can leave your comment below if you want to see them change or not some of the levels. I will see you on the next one.